Hey people, Intro here, 3v3, Typhon Maya, blue team. We have some Orks, SchmusCriminal as a Mekboy, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of orky gadgets. There he goes, Freebooters DLC here. Burger is a Warboss, a melee hero walking through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Alongside them is ST.a..NK.o.M as a Farseer, support hero fighting in melee with some powerful control and buffs. Are you going to get flesh hooked? Yes you are, because Dead Game Enjoyer is rocking a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist, can infiltrate and disrupt, some powerful offense and a bit of support. Alongside them, Dante's brother captain, a durable hero walking through objects, very good offense and support, fighting in melee. And rounding off the teams, YZ as a force commander, a versatile marine fighting in melee with strong offense. They are on the south side against the Warboss. What's going on in the mid? The Lictor Alpha pushed all the way through. Double Hormagaunts for SchmusCriminal. Triple Hormagaunts opening for Dead Game, maybe into pheromones. Okay, they got rid of the Lictor Alpha now. Mekboy is in the north fighting the brother captain. Could just teleport away though. There he goes. I'll leapfrogs them to go onto the VP. And a Warbanner's up. Defensive position to help defend power bashes and stuff. And still close enough so that you can activate it and then get into a fight quite quickly. Howling Banshees taking the field for ST.a..NK.o.M into some Rangers. YZ with some more scouts in the south. Looks like Burger's Sluggers got messed up, and there's an assist from Dead Game, sending some Hormagaunts to rotate south. Back to the mid though. Strike Squad in a bad spot. There's We Are the Hammer activated, so that blue aura there. Starting ability of the brother captain, giving damage resistance and speed, but it wasn't enough for that Strike Squad to stand against Howling Banshees and double Sluggers. Meanwhile, Hormagaunts are dealt with. Blue team can maybe push through onto a power bash actually. I'm sure Shmuz is looking to get burners up, but needs some more power first. That was a flesh hook from the Lictor Alpha. Are you going to defend? Nope. Venturing fourth. Power's going to completely go down, I think. Mekboy's got a death gun as well. That's where the first power went. Limited firing arc, but powerful suppression and damage, especially if stuff gets close like that. These guys do have their sergeant, so they have an impact grenade that can really help against the double Sluggers bearing down on you. Burners are in. Gives the Sluggers more hit points, a couple of power weapons, and of course, flame weapons to burn down gens with. And looks like they're not too concerned with decapping right now. Where's the defense? Okay, here comes some Hormagaunts. All alone though. They're going to get torn up here. Mekboy teleports forward, already set up, and they're going to have a bad time. Lictor Alpha joins. Does have feeder tendrils, but no pheromone. So these Hormagaunts are going to wipe if they're not careful. Dante showing up. Decent timing. Yeah, those Hormagaunts are dead, I think. Hormagaunts down. What about these Sluggers, though? Flesh Hook should be available. Needs to Flesh Hook the furthest away model, though, to have a chance here. And doesn't do so. Maybe they were too far away. It may not have worked anyway. Oh, look at this. Blue team lost their natural. It's probably Dead Game's Hormagaunts that did it. Now it's being retaken, and Dead Game now has a Ravener Brood. Perhaps expecting the Shuriken and stuff. Haven't seen it yet, though. ST.a.NK.o.M went into Rangers instead. And his Purgation from Dante. That Incinerator can suppress infantry, also gives them the Soul Drain, whatever it's called. That can slow down and do percentage-based damage to a single entity. Pretty effective. Devastator's on the south side. It is quite a narrow edge of the map, so you can do a lot, locking stuff down with a setup team. And the Chainsword and Storm Shield is in. Awesome piece of war gear, giving the defend ability. There it is. Area of effect, damage resistance, and suppression immunity, also passively buffing the Force Commander's health and damage resistance as well. Rangers getting some good shots. Ravener Brood trying to weigh in with some ranged fire. Lictor Alpha, it's a bad fight for you to take there, bud. Surrounded by double Sluggers, and there's Guardians with Guide on them too. Ravener Brood do a Burrow Strike, but they drop a model, and Hormagaunts I think are okay. Yeah, they're okay. Warrior Brood now for Dead Game. Force Commander's taking a bunch of damage. And a cheeky little power bash from flame attacks. YZ distracting a bit in the mid. Double sniper scouts as well. Banshees are yelling. Oh, it's a flank. A flank from Dante gets the strike squad killed. Purgation need to run. They're going to die. I think they're done for. Banshees are there. Double sluggers. Dante with a painful end to tier 1. Now, big decision to make. Oh, they have Unending Purge and Blessed Aegis. So they spent a bunch. But yeah, big decision to make. Do you try to recover a bit in tier 1? Do you go tier 2? Maybe look for some heavy hitters like Dreadnoughts and stuff. Now, they do have a big chunk of requisition. You may be asking yourself, especially if you're not a player yourself, why doesn't he just get some strike squad up? Because they only cost requisition. It wouldn't delay the tier 2 at all. You've also got to ask yourself, what would the strike squad do for him here? Up against double sluggers with burners, howling banshees, rangers, all sorts of stuff. They'd probably need to get Tomes of Titan to actually be effective in the fights, which then means you are spending power. So I think the call is, and it looks like that's what Dante is doing, just to go tier 2 here, and maybe try to get into Purifiers or Dreadnoughts, because it's not like they're in desperation with VPs, and their allies have pretty strong armies on the field to help support and carry here. It might have been worth getting more stormtroopers up, just to help cap the northern edge and stuff. But as it stands, Dante is just going tier 2. Banshee's being very effective so far. Killing a Warrior Brood model there. Warrior Brood are heavy infantry, so they do not like the power weapons that those Banshees are wielding. Alongside Farseer support as well with her guide. But the captain is very upset, losing a bunch of his stuff. But now with Unending Purge and the semi-recent change to his We Are the Hammer giving him splash damage, he's going to be a pretty good brawler here. Messing up these sluggers. Also some support from the stormtroopers, but the sluggers have support from the Mekboy. One of them sent packing, but the captain's still going. Levels to 2. Throws up the shield again a bit. That's from the Blessed Aegis. And wipes the sluggers, I think. Maybe. Yes. Wipes the sluggers. Well played, Dante. Judged it well. Brother Captain doing a fantastic job there. And now, oh, the Mekboy's stuck. He's in retreat, but he's not retreating. Just wanted to fight. And then goes down. Big wins there for Dante. Now flees. But got some Tyranid support in. Meanwhile, on the south side, what's going on? Lictor Alpha went down, getting a decap at least. I'm not sure if it was a full cap. Oh, hey, we got some Storm Boys up for Burger. That's always fun. Dead game into the tier 2. Looks like Dante is going for Purifiers out the gate in tier 2. I was expecting maybe multiple Plasma Cannon Dreadnoughts or something in the mid. That seems pretty effective on this map. Pretty effective. Sluggers get their Knob Leaders in. Or at least one of them does. Oh, right. Yeah, they replaced the sluggers here, SchmusCriminal. Immediately gets them burners and a Knob Leader too. So they're back up to double sluggers. Do we have battery pack in play? I'm not sure. Farseer gets the revive, which will level her to 2. There we go. Mekboy does not have a battery pack. Is level 2 though. Stormtroopers now have their Acolyte Warrior Leader. Gives them the Fanaticism ability, giving them some damage immunity for a few seconds. Can avoid grenades and that kind of thing with it. Well, just tank the grenade, I guess. Warrior Brood with their Barbed Strangler. Getting a shot and avoiding melee. There's Swampum, though, from the sluggers. Giving them some ranged damage resistance and a speed boost. Tanking those Ravener shots. Warrior Brood doing the right thing, though. Moving and shooting, keeping his guys suppressed. 406 to 345 on the VPs. What's going on the south side? Triple scout snipers for YZ. Bad news for those Banshees to approach there. But Rangers are getting shots on the Marines. There's, I was going to say, Sacred Standard alongside all those Sniper Scouts would be good. And it's already in. Those passive damage buffs. Devastators being defensive. There's grenades. Can they split? No split. Just tanks them with defend, I guess. Storm Boys. Are you going to look for a jump, fellas? They're looking for the Devastators, I think. There it is. Oh no, they just jumped the scouts. They don't have their Nob Leader yet. Who's going to be very useful because he can stun all those scouts. 406 to 321. Mid is turning red. Oh, Dante. Did he cancel the Purifiers or did they die? Surely not. I think they were just cancelled and he's gone for a Dreadnought. So it took a while to get the tier 2 thing out, but it's going to be a big old Dreadnought. I assume it's going to be Plasma Cannon as well. SchmusCriminal has a Weird Boy. Support Sub-Commander for Orks. And we may see some Warpath action because there's double Sluggers. We definitely see some bigger brains action. And I think that was a big Foot of Gork as well just there. Brother Captain's going to go down. Facilitated by the Warp Vomit there. Starting ability of the Weird Boy starts with Warp Vomit and Zap. It's pretty awesome. There's the Dreadnought. He's indeed going for Plasma Cannon, but starts with a very scary Flamer. Almost melted those Banshees to death. Got chucked away by the Weird Boy to save them. Tank Busters in for SchmusCriminal as a direct response to the Dreadnought, and 2 more Stormtroopers coming in for a bunch of repair support for this thing. Brother Captain still down. Tricky to revive from there. Needs to get a full push off basically. Mekboy throws up the custom force field. .360 to 321 on the VPs. Plasma Cannon Dreadnought also gets a twin-linked heavy bolter on the other arm. Full ranged. Of course, Quanta hits level 3, but needs to run. There's some friendly fire from the Weird Boy. Wouldn't be a Weird Boy game without some friendly fire. That is Burger's Weird Boy, though. Storm Boys do have their Nob Leader. That's a Librarian fleeing for his life. A bunch of infantry now for several players to try and manage. Especially YZ trying to manage those Scout Snipers with Devastators and a now Librarian. Might be tricky. Foot of Gork misses this time. And it is another Dreadnought for Dante. I mean, should have guessed with the abundance of Stormtroopers. Don't need 3 to support a single Dreadnought. But definitely useful for supporting 2 of them. Plasma Gun starting to come in too. Warp Vomit and War Shouts. Brother Captain's back to his feet. Getting in there alongside the Lictor Alpha. Now a Fire Prism hits the field. Oh, Banshee's wiped, I think. Yeah, Banshee's wiped, but ST.A.NK.o.M's in tier 3 with the Fire Prism. YZ also going tier 3. So does Dead Game. 337 to 314. It's still very even on the VPs, actually. We see some Venom Brood, but they have Death Spitters, I think. Oh, they got Thorax Swarm. That's the Warrior Brood, idiot. The Venom Brood do indeed have Death Spitters. Anti-infantry weapons rather than their anti-vehicle Venom Cannons. Brother Captain levels to 4. Doing some really good work when he gets in there, eh? Lots of repairs for the Dreadnought. Farseer is taken out on retreat. That was a good fight, it seems like, actually, for the red team. Dante recovering well. Here's the second Dreadnought. Idle at the moment. Needs to get a Plasma Cannon up, I think. Meanwhile, in the south, YZ on the power. With those flame attacks and those triple Scout Snipers trying to take out the Warboss, who's got his Bang Bang Hammer in play. And a Boss Pole. Warboss flees. Gen goes down. Weird Boy with a good shot, though. And there's some Daka. Zap thrown on the Tactical Marines. Is he going to jump to the Shooter Boys, though? I think they're far enough away. Yeah, he didn't jump. Scout sent packing in the mid, meanwhile. Fire Prism trying to stay at range and get those long shots in. Farseer back to her feet. Can revive the Mekboy. Warboss still level 1, eh? Double Fire Prisms now for ST.A.NK.o.M. There's tier 3 for Burger. Dante is going to be the last play in tier 2. See a council spawned in from the global bar for ST.A.NK.o.M. all of a sudden has a really powerful army, double fire prisms and a Seer Council. That Seer Council providing damage resistance aura to themselves and nearby allies. Awesome unit to have out here. And these days they can get a heavy metal weapon. In fact, here it comes. Empowered Singing Spears coming in. Be very useful against those double dreadnoughts. Lictor Alpha goes down. But it was good pressure to hold the mid there. And there's still double plasma cannon dreadnoughts lying in wait. It's not going to be easy to push that. Need to separate the sluggers before pushing in, maybe. Brother Captain now has a Nemesis Force Halberd. Straight up DPS weapon, basically, with splash damage power melee. 273 to 301 on the VPs. Now he's even more dangerous brawler, this guy, level 5. Took a bunch of damage on approach, but still in play. Seer Council have found some Venom Brood. Not sure what they are up to. Were they going for a power bash, maybe? Dreadnoughts have kind of been isolated. Tank busters on them, double fire prisms on them, using their focus shots. Down goes one of the dreadnoughts. Seer Council now flee. Needs to be on the ball with the overcharge. Has two of them with plasma guns now. 247 to 301. YZ all the way through onto this power, getting a decap. Really good minute or so for the red team in the south side. Been quite dominant so far there, it seems like. Got some Terminators in now too. What does Dante do now? Their next purchase, I think, is vital. After losing that Dreadnought, do they go tier 3, get Paladins? They got tons of red. Dead Game is in tier 3, goes for Neurothrope. Good shout, I think. Dreadnought is being repaired, but can they out-repair double fire prisms? Giving it a good go. Fire prisms edging forward. Down goes the Dreadnought. Both Dreadnoughts down now for Dante. Big blow for the red team. And just really not able to deal with his fire prisms at all with no Venom Brood, Venom Cannons. Neurothrope is not really an anti-vehicle unit either. But it'll be useful against all this infantry. They need a response to that thing though. Or those things. Those fire prisms are doing great work so far. On the south side, power is decapped but not bashed. Terminators, oh, they're in trouble. They're in big trouble. Double fire prisms, double sluggers on them. And they're getting torn apart. And they wipe. SchmusCriminal with a really nice assist there. Yeah, you'd be surprised, especially leveled up sluggers, how well they will do against Terminators. Of course, Quanda now fighting the other fellas, but goes down. Bad engagement for YZ. Red team are kind of reeling here. YZ lamenting the lack of assists. Well, he got a big assist early game when the double Hormagaunts came through. That's for sure. Flash gets on the way for SchmusCriminal. Still no real response to those double fire prisms, eh? There's the tier 3 for Dante. Paladins would be a response basically to everything. But up against the Farseer, already has Armor Vasurian. It's a risky play, Paladins here. And they have the Seer Council as well that can get guided and stuff. And Flash gets with blasters coming in. Blue team have the mid. Is YZ giving up? Some arguments on the red team. Hopefully they can still stay focused here. Level 4 mech. Suppressing some stormtroopers. Can he wipe some? Those guys are getting pretty low. Grenades chucked in, but he's got his shield up, so he can't knock him over. 218 to 256. Still some arguments. Big arguments. Foot of Gork. probably would have wiped those guys if they stood there. Yeah, YZ is not getting any more units at the moment. I might be waiting for the red to get Terminators again. There's like a 7-minute cooldown or something. Here's something. Oh, it's Paladins. Paladins from Dante. These guys are unique to the Brother Captain. And they are crunching through stuff, but also getting crunched immediately by those flash kits and their blasters. And Levitation Field as well, and Seer Council are in there. Are they going to wipe immediately? I think they are, you know. Double Sluggers and a Seer Council on them. Oh, saved by the Time Field apparently. Nope, down they go. They couldn't teleport away. Paroxysm was in there, and so was a nuke. But they are tossed out of it to safety. Well played by that weird boy. Can the red team get it together? Land Raider Redeemer on the way for YZ. So it's not giving up yet. Dead Game does have a Carnifex. With Venom Cannon, okay. That's one way to go after those Fire Prisms, for sure. Need to be able to get close enough, of course. But that Paladin loss was a big deal, for sure. There's Electroshock Grubs. But, ST.A.NK.o.M's too smart to let that Carnifex to get close at the moment. And they get a cap. But the captain's going for it. He's level 7. Got a big fat chunk of hit points, that's for sure. Burger with Knob Squad on the way, and there's double flash kits there for SchmusCriminal. 218 to 256. Tank Buster Barrages. Neurothrope taking a bunch of Daka here. Needs to be careful. Runs away. Storm Boy's looking for a fight. And red team somehow got the mid. Brother Captain, what are you up to, bud? Running into death. Runs into a Levitation Field. There's a Tyranid formation in there. Brother Captain was taken out. Need to try and get something going here, Dante. Just kind of left in the lurch. This Paladins just ran into a really bad spot. Dead by Levitation Field, basically. There's a Knob Squad now. Land Raider Redeemer, where's it gonna go? Is it going mid? Just thinking about it. Looks like it's turning south now. There's that Carnifex. I'm not sure if it's been able to get a single shot away on that fight on those Fire Prisms. They've been used expertly so far by ST.A.NK.o.M. Kept at maximum range. Just perfect movement on them so far. 173 to 256. Still a 2-1 for red team. VP lead, almost 100 VP lead. Can they hold on to this? Dante's next purchase again is absolutely vital. Because I think Dead Game can get another Carnifex pretty soon. YZ could get some more Terminators pretty soon. If they are wanted, that is. And the scouts out Daka these shooter boys. Maybe not, they're backing away. Land Raider Redeemer goes mid-ish, kind of. Support vehicle, super unit. Can retreat back to it, can reinforce off it, also gives you some health regen. Bringing some firepower to the mid. A lot of it's quite close range firepower though. The Multi-Melter and the Flamestorm cannons are quite close range. Taking a whole bunch of damage already. Soaking it up though. Took like half of his hit points away already. There's a Knob Squad as well. That's bad news for this Carnifex and the Land Raider. 156 to 256. Exactly 100 VPs in it. Red team again are on the mid. Another Carnifex is indeed on the way for Dead Game. Land Raider Crusader for Dante and an Avatar for ST.A.NK.o.M. Double Fire Prism, Seer Council and an Avatar. How are you fitting all this in your 100 pop? It's exactly 100 pop. Sluggers piling through. paroxysm on the mid there. That's percentage-based damage over time from the Neurothrope. Doing some good work. Sluggers do get away though. That Carnifex is incredibly low. Tempting to try to melee those sluggers with it, but Fire Prisms are giving chase. Land Raider Redeemer needs some repairs. And those are the Terminators coming in for YZ. Second Terminator squad. Crusader is up. Carnifex does not get away though. But here's the second one. Getting Venom Cannon again. There's a Crusader with Hurricane Bolters. And another Multi-Melter on top. Like this thing. You can't retreat back to it though. And you do have a bunch of repair support. But we could see Eldritches going on. ST.A.NK.o.M has plenty of red. Could do an Eldritch into a time field, and that would really lock them down in terms of mobility. Just wait for the Eldritch stun to wear off, and then you throw the time field in. 156 to 230. 2-1 for blue team now. It's a decent Bioplasma. Keep those Land Raiders away from each other. Don't want both of them being hit by an Eldritch Storm. Avatar, I don't think has got involved yet. That guy has awesome passive buffs to nearby units. He's going in. Crusader gets a couple of Multi-Melter shots, but that's a whole lot of rockets. And there's that time field again. Can they get a decap here? Brother Captain perhaps could if he was up. Where is the corpse? Oh, it's been repurchased now. Lictor Alpha's in the mid. Where is the Force Commander? He's in there. He's in there. Getting knocked over by stuff. Land Raider goes down. Avatar gets a Wailing Doom, but he's taking huge amounts of damage here. I don't think the Avatar's going to get away. Avatar does not get away. Poor Dante. Had a rough go of it. That big flank that failed, and then the Paladins wiping early, and then the Crusader going down. There's an Eldritch trying to get the Redeemer. Gets it into a Rocks. Again, these Fire Prisms being used superbly well. Nob Squad is there. Force Commander trying to defend, but down goes the Redeemer. And is that the nail in the coffin for the red team? Dante down to double Stormtroopers, and you can see the blue team armies are full of stuff. Rock still going on. Oh, Force Commander died. No, he didn't. What was that 25 then? Oh, it was the Terminator dying, I think. 1-1 cap. Blue team need to try and cap that mid. Can they push though? Looks like they're giving it a go. Fire Prism's trying to get onto that Carnifex. Really big shots. What level are these things? Both level 4? Yes. Pain. Lots of pain. Another Avatar in a way. Oh, Orbital thrown in. By Dante, maybe? The second one is thrown in, I think. Out of rage. Some decent hits in there, actually. But can something cap it? Yeah, Mekboy's capping. A little bit of power bashing going on as well. Barrage. Aimed at the Carnifex. It was a good shot, but he moved forward a bit. Bashkits need to be careful not to overextend. Lictor Alpha gets a kill on one. Now has Corrosive Claws and a deadly jump. All three red heroes are up at least. Here comes another Neurothrope. 156 to 168. There's a 2-1 for blue. Dead Game says GG. So we may see a concede here from the red team. Yeah, Carnifex down. Not a happy camp, the red team, in this game. What level did the Farseer get? Level 9 on the Farseer. Did have Runes of Reaping. They aren't conceding though. There's that second avatar. Seer Council leveled up. Only level 2 on the Seer Council, eh? So what about those fire prisoners? They did not deal with them at all. I'm not sure there's anything Dante could have done about the Paladins dying. I guess not getting the Paladins was the option there. But they got time fielded, they got levitated. Just couldn't get them out. At level 7 Mekboy. Level 9 Farseer. Level 4 Warboss. Level 8 Brother Captain. A level 3 Lictor Alpha. And a level 5 Force Commander. Did have Power Fist at the end. Well, there you have it, guys. It's a fun game. Dropped off a bit at the end with some arguments on the red team. But it's the grim darkness of the far future. People are not polite, apparently. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see ya next time.